Hello, and welcome back to College Disc Golf News with me, your host, Nick Inns, bringing you guys today this weekend in college disc golf. We're going to be breaking down the three events that are going down this weekend, and it's going to be a super fun time. I'm so excited to explain everything that is going on this weekend. One regional, two pretty interesting conference events. One well attended, one not so much, but I want to give you guys my thoughts and everything that is going on this weekend. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right into it with our first regional this weekend, the TW Spartan Regional. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the Spartan Regional. This is at Raptors Knoll Disc Golf Course in Langley, Alberta, no, British Columbia. Geez, I have no idea about Canada. I'm sorry, Canadians, who are watching this. I know very little. I'm from the South, buddy. I apologize if I get anything wrong. But this is a beautiful course from what I've seen. A lot of different layouts that you can play here, and just so many different things that you can do with different pin positions. The elevation that they use. I mean, you can tell that this course was crafted with love. You know, they specifically made it for kind of competitions like this, where there's a lot of OB, there are difficult rough, there are obstacles. I mean, it is super fun. So many different tees, islands. I mean, again, so fun. Just a course that, I had no idea about before the season. And now that I'm looking at it, it's like, oh man, if I ever get out to Langley, I'm going to go play this course. If for some reason I ever get over to Washington or Oregon. But this is super, super cool. So thank you for Trinity Western for putting this on. Now, this is the third time this course has been used in college disc golf. I think one of the regionals last year that Oregon State won was a different course, I believe. But the three times that this has been used, Trinity in 2023 took it down, and 2024 Redeemer all the way in on the other side of Canada took it down, and then this year we're going to talk about that today. Again, as I said, this is going to make you throw a variety of shots. Some longer par fours, shorter par fours with a lot of OB. You got some woods, elevation, just a little bit of everything. You're going to have to be on your toes the entire time. I think they're going to be using the same pin positions for the entire time. Yeah, even in between like different rounds and such. I think from what I can tell in the caddy book, they're just going to be using the same pin positions, which is a good mix from what I can tell. They're using, they have short tees and long tees that are going to be used for both the men's and women's divisions. And it's kind of a good mix from what I can tell. It's nothing like they're trying to do something crazy with any of them. They're just, longer. I think this course plays about 7,000, high 7,000, 8,000 feet ish, depending on elevation and such. And so it is going to be an absolutely fun one this weekend that everybody is going to have to be playing at their best to win. So let's introduce the teams that we're going to be playing this weekend. Of course, you have the namesake Trinity Western is going to be here this weekend. You've got Oregon State here this weekend in Western Washington, a team that I don't know too much about, but they look very solid. And then for D2, Oregon State's got a couple teams, and then Trinity Western's team is going to be there at D2. Now, let's breaking down some of the players. You've got, of course, Jacob Visser for Trinity Western and Owen Field. Those are the two guys that are going to be leading the teams, pretty sure. You also got Ian Nickerson for Oregon State, very solid, and Noah Roberts. Those are the two guys that you're going to be probably see leading a lot. But also, don't keep out Cole Belden. He's also very solid as well. For Western Washington, you've got Ethan Knight, who is the highest rated of everybody in the entire event, beating out Jacob just by 4 points. So definitely somebody keep out for it. And then Peter Fornia, also from Western Washington, he's probably going to be another guy that you're going to see trying to play very solid, keep those guys in line and in the fairway over here at Raptors Knoll. Now, my thoughts for this weekend, I think I'm just going on, a little bit of previous history based on, what I feel like the teams are coming into this year. I already released my predictions, so some of you may already saw it. I'm kind of going to go talk about it this time, but all the Oregon State Beavers, man, they came out in droves to let me know that they did not appreciate being picked where they were. And hey, dude, Beaver fans, no hate, no shade. I don't think this is a bad team. In fact, all of you guys are very, very close in terms of rating. It's very difficult to pick in between, and that's why it's third place. But I mean, I only have you guys like a few strokes off, so there's a lot to kind of break down and to get to when I'm looking at this course and kind of what I've been looking at for this weekend. So let's go ahead and dive into why I think what I think. So I've got Trinity Western at 23 down, Western Washington at 21, and then Oregon State at 20. Now this is a really difficult group to pick. They're, again, very similar in terms of rating and style. Here are my two thoughts when it comes down to it. Trinity Western, this is literally their home course, okay? They've been practicing it and playing it all year. Now, does that provide more pressure? Absolutely. It absolutely does when you're like, oh, I can't believe I missed this line in tournament when I usually hit it. That's tough. But when it comes to everything else, I think that home field advantage, especially from what we've seen this year, definitely plays a factor. I also want to talk about the previous history. The last tournament that these guys played, Trinity Western ended up beating Oregon State by 3 strokes. Another thing for me is that while Cole Belden is high rated, he hasn't played a organized PDG event since 2023, so that does have a question mark for me. And I do like, from what I see, the rest of the guys, they have been playing pretty solid golf, and they do play really good team golf together for Trinity Western. If anything, I think I'm probably underrating Western Washington a lot. I think these guys could play as well. I'm excited to see how it goes down. But with the home field advantage, these guys knowing this course, these guys playing it a lot, there is some unpredictability with a 3-round format, but because these guys have just been playing team rounds so well, if they can get it together in singles, I think Trinity Western is going to take this down. That's why I have them there in at first. I do like Western Washington still, so don't count them out. And even Oregon State can still take this. This is still a very, very close region. But this is kind of what I have for this weekend. And let me know what you guys think. But just because I don't pick Oregon State in D1 doesn't mean I will pick them in D2, and that's what I have in D2. I've got Oregon State taking it down. They're the most well-rounded team. They have the biggest depth out of all these guys, and so I have them there taking it down in D2. But this is anybody's game, and with 3 rounds, it makes it a little more even out where these higher-rated guys can kind of play solid for longer. But again, you could see Trinity Western taking it down in dominant fashion, but you could also see Oregon State taking it down. So definitely one to keep your eye out on this weekend. The Carolinas Conference is back at it again with another event. This is 5 events already this year. Man, they should get a regional here soon. If not, I'll host it. I'll figure it out. But this is a very, very important event this time. This is App State's home course, man. This is the one they know well. If there's going to be a time that App State tries and takes one down, this is it. But, man, it's a stacked. This is a stacked regional. Not regional, a conference event, that is. And even though there's some course knowledge, this course isn't necessarily the most difficult course in the entire world. It's long and technical, especially from the blue tees. Some long par 3s, more gettable par 4s for sure, but there's only a few holes that are under 250-ish that you're like, okay, those are must get birdies. The rest of it's kind of long, technical, hilly, classic Western North Carolina mountain golf up there in Boone. But this is again one of the most stacked regions in all of America for college disc golf. So even though, App State's got a solid team, I mean, ECU is higher rated than them. NC State higher rated than them. NC State's B team higher rated than them. UNC is going to be there, but they are without Anthony Anselmo, and they are without Jasper Till. And so that definitely plays into what's going on this weekend in my picks. And so this is going to be one of the first times that I'm not going to be picking North Carolina to take it down. So let's go ahead and jump into picks for this weekend. Long technical course, so something to definitely keep your eye out on. Anything could happen over 3 days, but this is what I've got for this weekend. So I've got NC State taking it down. They've earned my trust back, and so I think with the guys they got going down this weekend, Paul Sato, Logan Edelman, Liam McWhirter, and Alex Erden, who has bumped himself up from that B team to that A team spot, I think these guys are going to take it down. I think for the first time, this is the first time I feel confident NC State taking it down in an event this year. Now I've got Charlotte up there. They've got their full squad there. They always look really solid with Owen Rice in that team, but unsure if they can, really get up there to defeat NC State. I think they're one stroke behind. If they play to their best, I think NC State's got this locked down. They've played similar courses to this, and I think this might be NC State's time. ECU, I've got third. I really like those guys with JP Moon, Benjamin Swank. Those guys have been playing really solid. Now, they do have Matthew Tawney, who is 881, but I think they still pull out the third place. Then I've got Western Carolina. They got Matthew Splain. He loves this kind of courses, this kind of golf. Very solid in it. Zach Rice is also there. Colin Daniels. Now they are just without that fourth guy to really push them over the edge, and so that's why I've got them in fourth. And then UNC, which is led by the GOAT, Willie Pergert, Wilson Davis. Now this guy, if Anthony Anselmo ever goes down, this is your next guy up. I mean, he has been playing absolutely amazing golf. There's not even any rating detail or rating history, and that's because he breaks the scales. But in all seriousness, without Jasper and without Anthony, even with the GOAT, Willie Pergert, Wilson Davis, I just don't think they're going to have enough juice to really take over the rest of these guys with some solid teams. But UNC, still looking good. They'll be in action next week at EMU with their full squad, so definitely something to keep your eye on there. But that's my predictions for this weekend. Of course, I've got the D2 predictions here. I think that the App State boys have been asking me for days about getting their B team up there. So luckily, I also think they're going to win this weekend, so I think they're going to appreciate that. I got App State 11 down, then NC State C team at 10 down, Charlotte at 9 down, NC State at 7 down, and App State at 5 down. I think this course is going to play around double digits. It could play higher, especially for these guys. They're still really solid. Depends on singles and the weather. I'm kind of near here. The weather is perfect right now. It's beautiful disc golf weather, unlike what you're seeing in the video. It looks very cold and mountainous. Right now, it feels great this weekend. It feels very warm. So this might actually score higher than what I initially thought. It's still a difficult course, and there's lots of obstacles, but they could definitely score higher than this if it keeps up the way it is and it's not windy. Like Wednesday, it was really windy and like very cold, and then today it's like warm and hot on Friday. With no wind, so we'll see. But yeah, I got App State C team in last, 5 down, NC State's D team, 4th place, 7 down, Charlotte 9 down at 3rd place, NC State C at 10 down, 2nd place, and App State taking it down at 11. But last, and certainly not least in terms of, it's still an important event, but there's just not a lot of teams this weekend. Currently, there's only 5 teams signed up. 3 from Arizona State and 2 from Grand Canyon. I am, of course, talking about the Spar at Sonora, which is at Red Mountain South. This is Red Mountain North if you are watching on YouTube. But, it's got the same vibe and similar, feeling to what is going to be happening over in Arizona. So it is interesting to definitely see. There is it's a little bit longer. Holes are probably averaging around 350, where at North they average around probably more around 300 ish. There are some softer par fours, but the par threes are definitely tougher. There's a lot of obstacles, as of course, your kind of shrubby desert golf where there's kind of thorny trees, high temperatures, there's snakes, there's so many things. So just like, the elements are there in terms of, this is your Arizona golf, but this isn't in terms of length the most difficult. This is the shortest course we're talking about, which is around 6,300 feet ish. And so it's got some really, really nice tee off areas and plenty of obstacles. But, what the challenge is like how many birdies can you get? I feel like for these guys and the college disc golfers that we have, these guys are all really solid. And so for the two teams, I'm only just going to be predicting the top two teams, that is. So I've got. So in short, I got Arizona State taking it down. I really like this team. They have looked very solid all year in terms of their players outside of college disc golf, plus what they put on getting second place at their previous event, a few strokes over Grand Canyon, and that's what I have this weekend. I got Arizona State 15 and Grand Canyon at 12. They're only playing 2 rounds. This course, while it is easier, I think they could probably get around 2 or 3 down and then shoot probably a 12 down round to get to 15. I'm thinking Grand Canyon probably shoots like 1 over even ish to get to there, and then probably could shoot like maybe a 12 down. Again, 12 down's a lot, but I think both these teams at this course, with the players they have, they can definitely score. It's just how much, it's tough to say with everything else going on. I didn't predict scores and stuff, but I think Arizona State's probably going to sweep this event D1, D2, and D3. But yeah, that is all that I have for you guys. Just to let you guys know ahead of time, I might be able to get an episode out recapping on Monday. The quality is going to be worse. Everything's going to be worse. I'm actually leaving to go to Salt Lake City. So if you're in Utah, if you're any of the Utah or BYU, Utah State, you're in the area, you want to hit me up, let me know. I'll probably post something on Instagram too. Letting people know that I'm going to be in Utah this weekend. I have a bum ankle. I sprained it, so I'm not going to be super useful in disc golf. But if you have any recommendations on what's it like in Salt Lake City, I am down. Anything else? So it would probably just be a podcast episode filmed on my phone with worse audio quality. If I do get it to YouTube, I do. But if I don't, I don't. And yeah, that's what's going on in my life. I'm trying to think of anything else. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you're an Oregon State Beaver, let me know how much you dislike my picks in the comments. And I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.